name is John Herndon. I want to welcome you to the Rio Review release party. There's still a couple of places to sit, it looks like. Anyway, I'd like to kind of come to order. It's my privilege, really, to serve as a professor in the faculty of the Creative Writing Department at Austin Community College. It'll sound like I'm bragging on myself, but we really do have a really cool department with some fine faculty, practicing writers who are of the community. And I really think the most outstanding quality of the creative writing department is or are the students that it attracts. Because I was thinking this on the drive down here, I'm certain that we have by far the most diverse student body of any higher education institution in Travis County, in Central Texas. And not only by race, but gender and age particularly. We have people from all walks of life, all stages and phases of life that are represented in our classes, and that diversity makes them into some really fervent places where there's a lot of fermentation that goes on. So we offer an associate's degree as well, or you can drop in and drop out. You can take our classes as continuing education courses, in which case you don't have to go through quite all the rigmarole to register to enroll as a regular student, and you get a cheaper price for the same deal. We do a lot of events. This is a big one in the spring and the fall. We also have an ongoing series that we call the Literary Coffee House. That name is a hangover from an earlier period when we actually held it in a coffee house. Now we have it right here at Malvern. And our final event of the season will be on Monday, December 10th, when Cecily Parks, a poet who teaches at Southwest Texas State, will be the featured reader, and then, as usual, there's an open mic, so everybody's invited to that. Anyway, we have a full slate of classes coming up in the spring, and we teach in a wide variety of genres: poetry, fiction, various kinds of nonfiction, screenplays. What am I leaving out, team? I know somebody out. Children's writing, young adult. So we have a very busy and very creative writing department. So check it out. A lot of these people do. It's been my privilege this semester to serve as your faculty advisor for the Rio Review. And the Rio Review is our ACC student arts and literary journal, and it consists of all student writing and artworks, and it's edited by ACC students. So I make it a point not to get involved in any of the editorial decisions. I am a little bit more prejudiced about some of the design decisions, but I still make it a point to allow them or to cause them, to force them to make all the choices about exactly what the book is going to look like, what's in it, and what order, and everything else. So you can thank them for their choices. And the student editors this time have been George Bronner, who is back here. Many of you interacted with George. I think he posted in his journal last Sunday that this was the first week that you hadn't worked sort of 24/7 on the Rio Review semester. So a lot fell to George. Ruby Medina. John Willis, who will be our MC tonight. So,
the first thing I would like to do is thank the faculty advisors. Because if they could stand up, they're a big part of our publication. And John already mentioned George. So George Bronner is our editor-in-chief. And without his leadership and knowledge, this would have been a very difficult semester. So thank you, George. We have Ruby Medina. Over here. Then we have one more editor, Kim Packard, but she has a really big exam tomorrow, which I'm sure y'all can appreciate. And so she's studying for it. So, let's see. Thank you, Malvern Books, for hosting this event once again. And One Touch Printing. They're the ones who published the review. And so thank you to them. Now I'm going to introduce the authors with their bios. And if you have signed up to read, then I'm going to ask you to read at that time. And so there were 138 submissions, and there were 32 authors and artists selected. So if you're in the read-over unit, give yourself a hand. Because it's the 32 of you that make this book possible. So please continue to practice the craft. But if you're in here, you're good. And these authors are in no particular order. And if I get your name wrong or say something on your bio, when you stand up, just point it out real fast. I think I got everybody, but I'm not sure. So Kathy Hornberry? Hornberry. Are you going to read At the Height of a Flyover?
Yes.
Okay. She's reading her piece, At the Height of a Flyover.
Hello, everybody. Hi. There's no mic, so I think that I'm going to project in a sort of, I hope, somewhat professional way. And let's let me know if it works. This is a poem that I wrote about Texas in the winter. It's called At the Height of the Flyover. You know what those are, right? Those highway things that are really high. And some people are afraid to drive over them. Is anyone here afraid of them? Yeah! That is something. I didn't know anyone was afraid to drive over them until like I was 45 years old. And then I was like, wow, I can see that. I can see why that would be. You really are high. Okay, I will read now. At the height of the flyover, above limestone draws, where eastern rainfall never fell, the hills begin to shudder, rising toward the high plateau hundreds of miles distant. The ground, a furze of prickered seedlings, grasping a bare half-inch of soil, while white caliche tumbled boulders stretch bleached and exposed skeletons where once the year-round creeks disported. Beneath a hanging overcast, puffed and mottled as a sagging graying sheet of cotton batting, stirs a humid breath, the outriders of spring, unseen infiltrate the bushy hollows, like gray-clad Confederate Rangers. Faded tones of Central Texas winter, gray and avocado, drab as filthy cast-off clothing stiffening beside the roadway. Transformed by the foaming whiteness of the Bradford pear tree flowers, slate gray limbs outlined now by tiny, perfect red bud blossoms, magenta curls on naked branches, arcing in the arc of dancing. Faded tones of Central Texas winter, palest gold and olive drab as worn as shag carpeting, peering up above the rim of a brown apartment dumpster, are hidden now by gauzy crowns of palest green emerging catkins, springing from the ancient live oaks, many-fingered fingertips, breaking the surface of the hillside's crowding ranks of darkling cedar.